Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Knights of the Turntable. This is week 17. We are, 3 weeks consecutive right now, or is it 4? I think we're
going on 4.
Yeah, I think we've broken a personal record right now. We're going to keep it going. As you can see, we have a large cast. We've got B. Will.
Yep.
We got Joe Hova.
What's up?
We got Angry Mike. He's muted right now. He's that angry. We got RJ, Genius.
Yeah!
And we got Richard Bailey.
What's up? Richard, you came to 2015 and went back to 1999.
Oh, goodness. As you can hear, this is going to be a very interesting episode of the show. To start it off, we will have a drinking game again this
excuse
time.
me. Question. Where is my intro? I'm sitting here just waiting.
Actually, pause. You were introduced. You missed it.
No, I didn't hear hated greatness or microwave. I didn't hear that. So I didn't hear my intro. I was sitting here patiently waiting.
All right, we've got hated greatness.
Thank you. How are you people?
All right, the drinking game this week is anytime someone says that something else is trash, you have to drink. And I can tell you now, with Mike in here and Genius in here, everything's going to be trash. So be prepared to get wasted, just like last week.
I drank twice just because you said trash.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I'm going to drink 2.
Can I just punch myself in my own liver just to expedite the process?
That's perfectly fine. Go right ahead.
All right.
You can do that. First off, what has everyone been listening to? We will start with Richard Bailey, because I always do this to you.
Always do this to me.
I'm curious what Richard's been listening to actually as well.
Well, I'm going to disappoint you. I've been listening to the Lupe album again, trying to go over some songs that I didn't hear. By the
Words
way,
that were never said.
oh yeah, there you go. By the way, Dots and Lines is still trash. Even it's been trash and still trash.
That's drink 2 times.
Yep.
Come on, man.
Yes.
It really is, but we'll get to that. Genius, what have you been listening to this time?
I've actually been listening to the Neo album today, and
Okay.
Shrimp Life and a little Lupe thrown in.
Got you. Neither one of y'all checked that Joey Badass yet?
I haven't got into it yet, though.
Oh, God. That's trash.
Great.
Hated Greatness, what have you been listening to, sir?
I have to believe that people are doing this as an excuse solely to get drunk. There's
No, that Joey Badass sucked to me.
Are you? Yeah, let's stay composed. What have I been listening to recently? Joey Badass, of course. The Lupe, of course. I went back and I've still been listening to Prime a lot. That Logic. And what's the other album I was bumping recently? I can't remember. It was the Black Milk one, not the
Is there a Hell Below?
No, not that one. It was one. It was like an EP
Before
with
that.
that Cool Day track on it. I can't remember the name of it. Synth and Sync or something like that. I think it's what it's called. Like it's an older project. I think it's like a year and a half old.
Actually, I know exactly what you're talking about. I feel like it's Synth and Sound or something like that.
It might be Synth and Sound, but that Cool Day beat, I'm like, oh my god, man! Like this man Black was a problem.
I think I asked you before, but did you listen to If There's a Hell Below?
I've not listened to that yet.
Because it's really dope. As a matter of fact, I think it's better than Synth and Sound.
All right, well, that's what I'll be listening to when I go to the gym after this. That's good to know.
We'll skip Joe and go to B. Will first. What have you been listening to, sir?
Always behind the times I am. So I've gotten neck deep into that coal. And
Sorry to hear that.
know what? I'm sorry,
man.
to be honest with you. I mean, I had done a skim and I had heard reflection from everybody else, but now it's, man, I don't. Somebody tried to justify the singing with he didn't want to do any features. That's bullshit, man. Listen, you had a no-name girl on there singing when you needed a female vocal. Get you a no-name dude to do the male singing. You ain't had to get Miguel on every song, but you cannot. It's not that he sung on his songs. That's fine. It's not that he can't sing. It's that he ruined good songs with his singing. That's not just about.
He's light-skinned. What's gonna happen?
That's bullshit. I don't like that. I don't appreciate that.
Should have called Future.
Future is trash.
Man.
You're gonna have to represent the Future in here.
Joe's so happy he finally got some help.
True. Are we on me now?
Yeah.
Okay. What have I been listening to? I went back and listened to like the first 3 Neo albums the other day just because I was bored. So I was listening to those. What else have I listened to? Like some old J. I was listening to Thriller. I don't know. I've been on kind of like an old school kick here lately.
Okay. Neo had some fire back in the day.
Oh, he really did. What? And that Future tape. I've still been playing Beast Mode.
Okay, cool. Myself, I've just been listening to the Lupe just about every day. Actually, Lupe and Joey have been going back and forth between them. I still can't find a copy of Joey Badass near me though, which sucks.
That's a good thing for that.
No. Well, I mean that's a good thing for him because it's selling out. So
it's selling out.
You go kiss ass, bro. Joe ain't nothing but a hater. That's on fire. But yeah, really, that's all. Like, I mean, I've been listening to like random playlists, but as far as albums go, I've just been listening to those 2. But let's go ahead and jump into the first topic. Actually, thanks to Mike's Facebook is how I found out about this. He posted up about the track that Omar Epps dropped. I think it's a cut from '95 or something like that. Either that cut was from '95 or it was just referencing an older one. I'm not 100% sure, but suffice it to say,
like from
the homie can rhyme. Did everybody get a chance to listen to that?
Yeah, that was actually really good. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all. Like, not even close.
He sounded like an extra member from Wu-Tang. I was like, what happened here? Like, mic down for good and getting to acting. I mean, it's probably smart. He's done well in acting, obviously. I mean, he can act fine. Why did he just keep doing that?
Yeah, maybe we can hope for an album after he let that acting career just fall off. But he's on Resurrection right now. It's going strong, so he's straight. Rich, RJ, B. Will, did y'all get a chance to check it out?
I did not.
I did not
get to hear Mike Tomlin rap. On to the draft and on to the off season.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying, man.
Mike's signal's cutting out on us. Do y'all feel like y'all would listen to a project to the people that listen to it?
Oh no,
I think he'd be able to put it together.
Hey, I enjoyed what I heard. You know, this ain't higher learning, so really rocket scientists to really get the concept down. I thought it was all right. Sounded great. I wouldn't say he sounded like a hidden Wu-Tang member though, but yeah, it was all right.
Now you said it didn't take rocket science to decipher what was being said. Was that a shot at Lupe and his overly complex?
Oh well, I'll just say this: he was very clear with his message. You know, Lupe go, you know, have all these metaphors and stuff to just.
His dread's too tight, man. That's all that is.
So are we in agreement that Omar Epps is not trash?
Yes, we are in agreement.
In agreement.
Sure.
Y'all gotta listen to it. But yes, trash was said, so I'm gonna drink. All right, and jumping into the next topic. It has been said that 2 Chainz wants to be mayor of College Park. I'm gonna let Joe take the forefront on this one.
Oh, here we go. 2 chokes.
You know what's funny though? Like Chainz, he's a smart dude in college. I mean, he graduated 4.0 from Alabama State. You know, we all know that from the Nancy Grace thing and you know all that. And that's been the rumor since the Nancy Grace interview is that you know he could run into politics and stuff. And he said that he you know once everything gets worked out that he could you know at some point later in life you know run for mayor. I would endorse 2 Chainz. Like we need to do like the I Believe in Harvey Dent campaign. I believe in titty 2 necklaces.
No, you know what I would support.
Boy is a man of the people.
Oh.
Okay, Mike, did you happen to catch that?
I came back and heard Titty Tuesdays, so I'm at a loss for words right now.
Oh.
I'm gonna repost the agenda for you, but we're talking about the fact that 2 Chainz wants to become mayor of College Park. Allegedly.
Yeah, that needs to not happen. That needs to not happen. I'm sure
if Jesse Ventura can become the fucking governor of Minnesota, this should happen.
No, that should not happen. That's a horrible equation. One of them actually sounds intelligent when they speak, and the other one is 2 Chainz. So I would rather he not become mayor.
Mr. Olympia is the governor of California. He can't talk for shit either.
I
mean, just go.
I'm not defending that one. That's you're 100% correct.
He speaks in one-liners. That's what he.
I mean, again, you're correct. That's an L for them. But you know, like, let's not elect 2 Chainz to anything. How about that?
I bet he win in the landslide.
And you know, you're 100% correct, and that's just further proof that humanity needs to just lose to anyone that challenges them.
Oh no, he can't be much worse than a lot of these politicians. B. Will, you want to weigh in?
Well, I mean, you know what? Last time I was on, I couldn't hear this guy Mike, but I like everything Mike is saying. I agree. 2 Chainz, just, you know what? No elected official should be deficient of proper grammar,
True that.
pronunciation, and spelling. So, if, you know, I think 2 Chainz is automatically eliminated. But you know what?
Wait. Hold on. Did you see his interview with Nancy Grace, though?
Yes, I did. I saw him respond to questions with true. So I'm not.
But see, you got to look at it too. Like look at it this way. Like we all know Obama smoked weed, and we still elected him president. Like why should that be put against 2 Chainz if he wants to run for mayor?
So your argument against making a bad decision is that you've already done it once. Let's do it again.
Damn Skippy. I got you, Joe. Damn Skippy.
I don't see the problem with it. He's an intelligent person.
We have some data to back that up.
I mean, skirt hit it with a foal. Yeah, really intelligent. Like that just screams political ability. I want him in charge of a city.
You know what's intelligent about it though is that he knew that was the way he was going to make money in the rap industry, so he went to that level. It's a smart move.
So when does he leave that level and come back? Is the question.
When he runs for mayor.
I like the fact that I'll be able to know that my politician isn't shit, and he'll be able to show that to me without trying to be like he is for the people. You know what I mean? You have those people, the politicians that will do and say they're going to do this and this and that, and then they get in office and it's like, huh?
Yeah.
But at least I know from jump 2 Chainz ain't shit.
That's true. That's true.
You know what? I'll say it this way: if they vote for him, that's fine. As long as I don't live where he's mayor, I don't care.
Exactly.
He's not ruining my life, so.
Yeah, I got a valid point there. Rich, you want to say anything on this?
I think that these guys have said a lot about 2 Chainz that needed to be said. No, he does not need to be running nothing. He needs to stick to rapping.
Rich, how close are you to College Park?
What do you mean how close you are? Wait, you talking about College Park? Well, hold on a second. You talking about College Park here in Atlanta? This is where he talking about?
Yeah, that's
Oh no.
Well, in that case, I better hurry up and get the hell out of this. Yeah.
Rich gonna run the counter campaign out there.
Oh yeah.
So the verdict on 2 Chainz running for mayor is trash, right?
Yes, trash indeed. Everybody
Trash
do right.
wins. All right.
Now, should I even ask about this Fashawn joint, or should we just move on?
I have not heard it yet, so I can't comment.
Nah,
But I
move
need
on.
to.
Nobody wants to talk about it.
I do, but I haven't heard it yet. So.
I had a nap for the day already.
Me too.
Oh my God, these so much disrespect.
I'm
No, but seriously,
I'm gonna go ahead.
I'm gonna be
Go ahead.
serious. He can rap. He can rap really well.
It's
But
just
there's
he
some
doesn't.
rappers that don't.
He doesn't have
Some
charisma.
rappers don't. Right, and they bore me.
He's in
Like, a lot of people like-
Casey Veggies land.
What's the
Oh
guy,
my God.
What's the guy that did the Reasonable Doubt tribute? He did that
Sky
album.
Oh, Skazu?
Yeah, he
All
bore
right,
me.
you know what? I feel
But he
you.
can rap.
Sky Zoo bores you. Okay, see,
I think
I'm
Skazu is a
starting
lot
to.
better than
I
these other
noticed
guys
a
are.
pattern amongst you guys. You guys don't really care about rapping. You care about like the quote unquote intangibles. So basically, like quote unquote charisma and all that and other nonsense, and not like substance and ability.
That's not true.
Nas doesn't have
That's
any
not
charisma.
true. You gotta have charisma to draw fans in.
Right. Nas has very.
Like,
charisma,
I
but he's
mean,
my
I
favorite
don't-
rapper ever.
The people that draw me and the people who can just rap their asses off. That's all I care about. I don't care if there's any person I listen to, they can rap their ass off. I don't listen to any artist that can't do that. I don't care how charismatic they are or cool or
see,
no.
And that goes to show what kind of music you listen to, and that goes to show what kind of music we like too, because we like people who are gonna relate to us and get us hype, and actually mean what they're saying. And so,
You
like,
can relate to 2 Chainz.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, 2 Chainz makes party music. Hell yeah.
I can't
can
relate to 2 Chainz.
take
I
your
cannot
girl
relate
to
to 2
kidnap her.
Chainz.
I'll
Yeah,
take the girl,
see?
kidnap her, feed her ass in my mattress.
I don't understand.
So much conviction though. He was so serious. So,
But I just like to not be bored
Bought
by
that
the rapper
bitch
that I'm
a
listening to.
ring. Hey, this is a quote from 2 Bought that bitch a ring. It was for her pinky. This is who you're trying to listen to. This is who you relate to.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? Like,
I
like listening to stuff that has substance, but if I listen to too much, I'm going to become a terminology fan, and that's a bad thing. You got to have a balance.
Hilarious.
why do you have to take that shot?
But terminology can rap his ass. I don't understand. I really don't get it. Like
Why did you have to take shots at term though?
It's about balance.
It really is.
Like,
Wait,
I love
wait,
people
wait,
who can
wait,
rap.
wait,
I love people
wait.
who can
All
rap.
right, so that brings up another question. You say that it's about balance. Are you
Yeah.
talking about balance within the artist or between different artists? Like, do you need a balance
Both.
of substance and
I'm
party,
talking-
or within the artist?
I'm talking about balance between different artists, because I can't listen to too much of one thing and not have enough of the other. Like, I can't be listening to like Kendrick and Crit and Sky Zoo and all those people who rap their ass off. Like, I can't listen to that all the time. I gotta have something like. Are you gonna listen to Sky Zoo at 11:30 when you're trying to get drunk before you go to the bar?
Absolutely
Yes.
not.
He might.
I would.
Actually, I wouldn't.
Should.
No, I'm gonna listen to Shrimp Life and get
No,
hyped the
I
entire
would-
drive to the
There's
bar.
there's no fasting in my life at all. Well, listening to Shrimp. First of all, that's their fucking name alone. Alone. There's no facet in my life where their music is appropriate. I can't think of anything. Like, oh, I just beat my mom. Like, no, and then that plays in the background. No, there's no facet of my life where that garbage is appropriate to me. I can't think of any time where Migos is fitting the mood for me. Like, it doesn't work like that for me.
Listen.
I meet a chick at the club. Oh, let me hear that bad bitches line or something. Like, no, I can't listen to that shit.
Mike, you've never been trapping out the bando? That sounds like that would be the perfect time for that to play.
No. No. Absolutely not.
Situational.
Women use Migos and Young Thug and all of those guys to find their rhythm when they're writing. And you know what? I'm here for that. You can hate it all you like, but I'm here for it.
I mean, but I'm not a woman, so
But that's what
why
I'm
would
saying. That's why you have a balance of the artists that you listen to. If I pick up someone or I'm just going home or I'm on my way to get them, I'm not gonna play fucking Nas or Kendrick unless that's the type of art I know they listen to it. That's a little different.
I play the music I listen to. If they don't like it, they don't have to be in the car. That's if I'm in, just like if I was in their car, I wouldn't tell them what music to listen to. They could listen to all the crappy music that most women listen to. I wouldn't say anything. I would just put my headphones on and listen to my phone.
Very good point. I agree with everything he just said.
All right, B. Will, what you gotta say?
Man, listen, this Mike guy's on to something, man. But listen, with Joe kind of said it like you need balance. I need balance. I'm with Mike in the sense that I have to be able to relate somewhat to what I listen to, and because I pride myself on being able to communicate clearly and speak intelligibly, I can't fuck with Migos. I heard one song, Nothing in Common. I will never be able to fuck with that shit at all ever. Why? I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're trying to say. More like it. I don't understand why you're talking about the things you're talking about. Maybe music in general, as far as what's extremely, I don't want to say popular, but the stuff that always gets real big with the hood first before it completely blows up on mainstream. Like that stuff, it has gotten less and less intelligible over like the last 5-10 years, and I just completely don't touch it. Like I would get into my fiance's car and then she's playing the radio just because she does. And I'm like, what is this? She's like, you ain't heard this? Been out 6 months. I was like, no, I haven't. So let me get out the car real quick. Let's drive my car. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to even know what I am not.
Yes, everything he's saying, I don't listen to the radio at all. So maybe that's why I don't have the tolerance for garbage that a lot of you guys have. I just can't do it. I've literally not listened to the radio in over 15 years because I just realized this is bad music.
You're talking about garbage, but you listen to Fashawn.
All right, name it. Garbage. You're calling Fashawn garbage. Is this the dude that was talking about that shrimp life or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay, I rest my case. Anyway, I don't really listen to the radio. So like, for me, I just don't have the tolerance for that stuff. Maybe that's my problem. I should start listening to the radio so that so I can just get dumber. I don't know. I can't stand that stuff. I don't know how you guys can.
But why
maybe you have more patience.
Why does it
maybe it's patient.
Why does it
That's what
be,
it is.
Why do you gotta be? Why does it gotta be dumber though? Like, why can't it just be a balance? Like, just because, yeah, some of the stuff that they do say, isn't as intelligible as a Sky Zoo or a Fashawn.
And
doesn't mean that it doesn't relate to people.
And something that you can understand that concept in, Mike, is film, because you don't go into every film waiting for like an Oscar performance. You go into some with just like you just want that.
Well,
action.
it depends. When I go to action movies, I understand they're not going to win Oscars because of bias in the Oscars. I don't watch every action movie though. I only watch quality action movies.
Yes.
See what I'm going at? Like I go for quality in whatever it is I'm looking for. I don't just watch what's there because it's popular or because it's there. To me, that doesn't make any sense.
You have like this elitist opinion of hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
Not really. I listen to a wide range of artists. I just know that there's certain artists that are garbage. That's all I'm saying. It's not even the topics. They don't have to be conscious or speak. You could rap about anything. You could rap about something as dumb as smoking weed. I don't smoke weed. I listen to lots of artists who rap about that. Why? Because how they're doing it, I can see objective talent and quality in it. That's all I'm saying. I've never understood how someone could sit down. And that's the other thing. Let's go with this. Waka Flocka releases 2 tracks where he actually raps and puts effort into it. And I'm sitting there scratching my head like, you've been out for what, 5, 10 years? Putting out nothing where it's just you yelling ad-libs. But they're not even ad-libs. Those were your lyrics. And it was really, really bad. And then you do this on 2 tracks. And it's like, why don't you just do that more often? Like, even if it's not for a whole album, couldn't you sneak a couple songs like that on your album?
Round
you know what I mean? Like,
was
why?
A lyrical masterpiece.
Like, why not do that? And it's not just him. There are plenty of artists that can actually rap. They don't. They like get on the microphone and say, "Okay, time to go dumb. Turn my mind off," and just say nonsense. What I'm saying is, I don't understand why people seem to not only like, but they prefer the nonsense. I don't get it. When these dudes actually can do better. It's not even that they're trash. They can do better. It's just they just put out trash.
And it goes back to my original point. It's about balance.
Oh.
You think they're doing it for balance, or you think they're doing it for balance in the type of their music? You think they're doing it for balance of their wallets and their bank accounts?
Well,
I think they're doing it for the bank account balance.
No, I'm talking about it goes back to the listener and being about balance.
Well,
I don't know what you mean by that. The listener.
I think.
My take on that is, and don't get me wrong, let's remember where we came from, not only in the 80s, but in the 90s where rapidy ass rap was the only rap there was, right? That was it. There was no completely nonsense music just to get right for the club. Because at the club, people were doing the same thing that they did in the streets. Like you would just shoot in the club. You know what I'm saying? So when we came from that, and somehow we got to where a very simple message, not even a message, very simple lyrics, very simple catchy production was the standard. Now, however we got there, and it has a lot to do with the marketing machine and what labels wanted to push. Once somebody gets popular doing that, then the next artist is going to sound more like that because labels are going to push that, and so on and so forth. We can get into that whole story another day. But eventually, the recipe became make this simple, catchy shit, and that will make you money. And the public absorb. People in general are sheep. And whether or not y'all agree with that, that's gonna always be. That's not just music. That's everything.
Right.
People are sheep. Once the tone was set, now you have to remember if our standard was Eminem and Cannabis and Big, somebody right now is like 13, and 2 Chainz is the realest lyricist they've ever heard. I want you to imagine how sad that is. Like that's a standard of lyricism for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
The standard got dropped. And everything else just fell in line. Now people who do more than the standard, they do too much because the standard is right here with catchy production, simple, repetitive lyrics. That's the standard. Now, like you said, I heard one of those Flocka tracks, and one of those was him rapping over that J. Cole track.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is this? Is this Waka Flocka? What the fuck? I was surprised as shit. I was like, I didn't know he could actually make words that rhyme and don't sound like caveman speak. But he could. And it made me more upset because they can do it and they just don't. That made me more upset. Like, if people were really trying and that's all they got, I'd be like, God bless him. He's simple. He's trying his hardest. You know, whatever. No, that means people are going in there like, yeah, let me make some stupid shit. Just gonna get the streets buzzing. Like, no, what the fuck? Just do some good shit. If everybody really just did some good shit, the standard would go back up. But nobody is going to do that and risk not being relevant right now.
Oh.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying about that. You know, because I totally agree. The standard has dropped, but you can't all call it all dumb. Like you can't call it all dumb because if you listen to some of the stuff that these artists are saying, they're talking about their real lives and where they came from and how they had to live before this stuff. So. I mean, you can't call it all dumb.
True that.
Why not?
Because it's not all dumb.
No, serious question. Because there's tons of rappers that came from that area. Like, we know the story. Lots of rappers, lots of athletes, lots of people, period, have come from a struggle in vain with a lot of these rappers that rap in that category, I'll say. I won't say dumb. But the reason I call it dumb is not because of what they're talking about. It's how they are talking about it.
So
like I said before, you can talk about
a flow to
yes,
it.
You can talk about anything you want on a rap track. Even if I can't relate to what you're saying, if you are doing so with talent, I can at least relate to that. Like wow, this man is really rapping. You think I can relate to half the shit MF Doom says? The dude's rapping about like weed on 1 second and then like space lasers and phasers, and I'm like, what the fuck? No. But it's how he does it, and like the fact that when you decipher his lyrics, and I'm not even saying that's a requirement, but for him specific, you decipher his lyrics later, and there's other things in it. Versus other people where like I take it at face value, and it's like, you know what? A perfect example of this: Run the Duels, Killer Mike LP. When I listen to Killer Mike's flow, he doesn't say things that are really deep, and you have to figure. No, what he says is straight. It's like a straight punch. You get exactly what he's saying. Right. But he says it in a way where it's like, oh, that's dope as hell. Like that's a great line. Like, you know what I mean? It's like it's a punchline that's simple. You don't need Wikipedia or Rap Genius to figure it out, but you get it. And it's like repeatedly, but he does so with talent. Whereas LP, it's like he's more subtle, more chill, and you gotta kind of decipher his stuff. But at the same point in time, 2 different topics, 2 approaches. They both use a skillful manner of doing so. No one's ever gonna sit there and say, oh, Killer Mike can't rap. No one's going at Killer Mike. That's an L. You see what I'm saying? Versus like a lot of these other dudes, Rich Homie Quan, Young Thug, are they lyricists? People don't even know what one of them is saying, and they buy their music anyway. How do you buy a hip hop artist's album and you don't know what they're saying?
Hey,
that doesn't make any sense.
Cut the beat, right?
Hey.
Yeah, preach, brother, preach.
Production.
But you could just buy the instrumental then. Why are you buying like you don't need no, you like the beat. Young Thug, if anything, gets in the way of the beat. It would make more sense to just go buy the instrumental. So you should be paying the producers. Producers don't get enough love as it is in hip hop nowadays anyway. So pay them. Stop paying Young Thug. Like, why do you want him on that track and you don't even like him on the track? I've even had discussions like this with my sister, very intelligent woman, and then I will listen to some of this music, and I'm like, why are you listening to this? Like, don't you find this demeaning to you as a person, let alone as a woman? She's like, oh, I don't even listen to the lyrics. The lyrics are horrible, but that beat though, I want to slap her so hard. I was like, why would you say that? Just get the instrumental then. It's mind-boggling to me. I don't understand it. Most people will even agree that the lyrics are bad, but they like the music anyway, and they find excuses for it. I'm like, no. If all you want from a song is a beat, then get the instrumental, because otherwise it's a bad song. Just like, and I would say this equally, if you're listening to a track and the rapper is rapping well, but the beat is horrible, it's still a bad song. It's incomplete. So, like, why are we pretending that as long as the beat is good, it's a great track? Like, no, man.
Nas know all about that.
Yeah, it ain't just loud. Let's talk with the homie Lupe. He's had some songs where he was rapping his ass off, and I would hear the beat, and I'm like, yeah, I can't do this. I can't go on this journey. You're on your own, because this beat is really bad.
He's had a lot of times where the beat was fine and what he was saying was fine, but he wasn't rapping it well. Like he was
exactly.
like
it didn't fit him, perhaps, or whatnot, or he wasn't rapping in a manner that fit the track. That's all I'm saying. Honestly, you can rap about. I listen to dudes from Philly. Everybody knows all these dudes from Philly that rap. Primarily, they rap about killing people and selling drugs. Because apparently, life in Philly is really, really difficult, right? I have that line where I was like, "I'll shoot you in the head in the bathtub," and that's what I call a brainwash. Some Philly cat said that shit. And I was just sitting there like, that's the most ignorant shit I've ever heard in my life. But it was very fucking clever. Right? Like, can I relate to that shit? I'm not a killer. I've killed no one. I'm not about that life at all. But still, I can listen to it. I'm like, I get a chuckle, or at least he put some effort into it. Instead of saying something like that doesn't rhyme and then just saying, I'm going to shoot you, you're going to be shot. Like, it's like try. That's all I'm saying. Try. Even if your effort isn't the best, if it sounds like you tried, I can't knock you. But most of these dudes, nah, man. Bad bitches is the only thing that I like. Then I ain't got no type. Bad bitches is the only thing that I like. You have a type. Your type is bad bitches. You just like that doesn't make any sense.
It's fun. Jesus, it is fun hip hop.
He does not have fun. He does not like fun.
Oh, I play video games. I have fun all the time. I just don't see how. So you're telling me that to have fun, you have to just not. You have to say shit that doesn't make any sense.
For some people, yes. For some people, they enjoy that.
I don't. And that's what I was saying. I don't. People have a right to enjoy that. I'm not knocking their right. Go listen to the music you want to. I'm just asking why, because I don't understand.
But
you know what though?
You're probably not going to understand, and that's okay. That's where perspective comes in. Everyone has different perspective.
Yeah,
the biggest problem has to be that whatever the story is, if it's just a party feeling, if it's a certain mood that these songs have, that these newer, younger artists who don't want to rhyme, it's that it's rewarded with popularity, with fame, with money, and that's really the biggest question. Like, we have to ask, if somebody does anything, and this, whether it's male-female relations, whether it's music, whether it's retail of any type, if somebody is there to support it and buy it, then you now have incentive to continue to do it. And that's just it. That's bottom line for any situation where somebody is under the bar and the other people are still patting it on the back. That's just how it's going to be. Now, how are you going to change that movement of rewarding mediocrity? You're going to have to get into the heads of hundreds of millions of people, and that's really just not possible.
It's difficult. Not every artist can do that. Like, finding that balance, it's a moving target.
I'm not even saying there's got to be a shift where we only support that. Even if you guys want to keep supporting the bad music, fine. But there should be an incentive to want to make good music too. And like he's saying, there's no incentive to do that.
Right.
Like, a lot of these young kids are seeing who's getting on, and it's like, well, why write my ass off? It's draining. It's work. Why work when I can not work and make exponentially more money?
But that's strictly looking at it on the mainstream level. I think
Because
people
there's
that
a
make
market for it on the indie level.
yeah, there is definitely a market, more so than ever now, that people can actually move in that lane. So maybe that will change a few things as well.
I hope so, because it's getting to a point where actually no, because there's a couple young upcoming artists that rap their ass off, but the thing is they put out an LP and it's not them rapping their ass off, it's like top 40 friendly. Rap needs to not be top 40 friendly. That's the problem. Rap needs to be rap. I'll go all the way back. I know you're. I'm gonna go. I go back to this all the time because it's a classic example. Asher Roth. When I heard Asher Roth's mixtapes before and after that album, amazing. Yeah. That Roth EP he did with Knots, I'm like, okay, why weren't you doing this on that album? Because on that album, every song after Lark on My Go-Kart was. I'm like, no, this is bad.
Yeah, but he's also a good example of one of the people that's tapping into the independent market. Yeah, because you listen to his last release and it's really, really good. And
he's still around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything from him in quite a while.
Retro Hash is the last project he did, and it's good.
Yeah, he went back indie because I guess he realized I don't know what it was. Maybe the people that were that he was on the deal with weren't letting him put out the music he wanted to. I don't know because I don't even remember what label he was on.
They wanted to play more into that Eminem thing with him when he was on that label.
Oh, okay.
That shit just wasn't gonna work. And Rakeem, now you know personally the differences with mainstream and indie, considering your fandom of Lupe Fiasco. You know.
Lupe Fiasco made me hate him my damn self.
But as Lupe fans, we know how that mainstream company can influence the music. And
very much so.
So I think indie's going to play a really big part in changing some things. We'll see what happens, and maybe even like stuff like Kickstarter, but that's a much longer conversation. Anybody got last words on this topic?
Well, before we get out of it, and this is probably a much deeper conversation at another point in time, but if you want to think about, like I said, what we grew up on, what we appreciated, you know, when Big was the hottest thing going, and it was because he was a very, very good lyricist. To go from there, I have this conversation all the time with my homeboys, and it's like, why, you know, major labels push garbage music, and so other people are going to want to make garbage music because that's what's going to make money, because that's what major labels are going to pick up and push and all that good stuff. It's a cycle. And I was like, well, think about it like this. Who buys the most music? Even though the hood and the streets will fuck with something heavily,
women.
They are
women. It's primarily white women, but women. Period.
Here we go. White women buy the music. So in a certain way, and we can. I'm not suggesting racism. However, white people at some point started buying a lot of hip hop music and chose to buy more.
It needed to cater to them, is what you're saying, right?
Say what?
It needed to cater to white people, is what you're saying, right?
No, it didn't even need to cater to them. If they bought, let's just say this. I live in a college town because this is where I went to school, and this is also where I work now because I work for the college I went to school at. Of course, that's a rhetorical statement. Forget that. So if I'm just like driving down the street, it's the craziest thing ever. Even when I first got down here to see groups of white guys, country white guys, blaring some hood ass music. It's bizarre. Like, I'm from a majority black city, and it's like, really? The idea that I have, and I shared this with my friends, was they were more willing to accept a certain image of black people, and that is the image that they bought. That influenced the market on what was going to be accepted and promoted from black artists. So brainier, more lyrical, more thoughtful black artists don't get accepted, pushed, sold as much or as readily as simple, hood, unintelligible black artists. And that's not completely a coincidence, is all I'm saying. I'm not even saying it's a conscious thing, but I do think that's the case to some extent.
To add to that, I had a similar theory, but I guess it makes sense actually now I think about it. But mine was more along the lines of women buy albums, men don't. Men pirate. Like that's just a fact. Unfortunately, like most, even my friends that claim they're diehard hip hop fans, when I ask them about an album, and I'm not even saying don't download music. If you download music, especially if it's from an artist you've never heard of, that's fine. But if you like it, support it. And it's like a lot of men are not doing that supporting thing. They're just doing that. Oh, this album's fire. Do you have it? No, but I got it off Mega Upload though. Why isn't this on the radio? It's like, well, do you own that CD? Like, no. Then why are you complaining about people like Iggy or whatever making it? You didn't buy the opposition's albums, but her fans are buying hers. Like, that's why she's there. She's not cheating. To me, it's just like, when you think about it, women buy more albums, which is why a lot of their... Because even when you listen to it at the club, most women don't listen to the rap for lyrics, because, I mean, rap is very masculine in how it is. So for them, it's literally the beat. They like the production because they can dance to it or whatever, I suppose. I'm not sure. It's not a coincidence that a lot of hip-hop artists got their start in strip clubs and whatnot, because that was an untapped revenue. It's like, oh, well, these women that are looking to songs that they can dance to, I can make music for them. And it's just so happened that somehow stripper club music has become everyone's house music, which just boggles my mind. So it's like, women went out, bought albums, and supported, they buy singles. That's another thing men don't do. Women will buy a single. Even if they don't like the entire album, they like the song, they will buy the song. Well, that benefits the artist still. Men aren't doing
never do that. I always felt like it was
exactly. Like, I'll even be honest, I never buy a single. Like, to me, if your entire album isn't good, I'm just not going to buy the album. I wouldn't just buy the couple songs. Even though you should, I suppose, I wouldn't do that. Women are far more likely to do that. So it's not so much that I'm blaming women for hip-hop being bad. If anything, I'm blaming men, because men aren't supporting the artists that we claim to like so much. And since now we're sitting here saying, well, why aren't they as big as they should be? It's like, well, what did you do to help that? To me, it's like that's probably part of the reason I'm just so confused. It's like I hear lots of dudes say things that echoes what I'm saying, or wonder why their artist isn't there. But then when you ask them what they've done to actually contribute to support, it's nothing. And to me, that just doesn't make sense. I don't know. So I think guys need to step it up and start supporting.
All right, true that. I'll say this: there was no point in that entire conversation I could think of to make a solid transition into the next topic.
Can we say trash? Because I need to finish this drink.
Okay. I mean, we're about to talk about Lil Wayne. It's going to come up pretty often. You might want to go ahead and get another drink if you want to.
Yeah,
well done, Charles. Well done.
Talk, and I'll go get my drink.
Did he say nobody talk and he's going to go get his drink? All right. Well, I'm going to say the next topic is Lil Wayne allegedly wants to take Drake and Nicki Minaj away from the label. He's also suing Cash Money, specifically Birdman, for $51 million. And one of the stipulations to the lawsuit is that he gets out of the contract that he is currently in, and be able to take Young Money along with him. So, Joe Hova, you got your beer ready?
He's still gone.
He's still gone. All right.
So no more kiss and make up with Baby?
No more kiss and make up. I think Young Thug is getting all the FaceTime with Birdman now.
That is absolutely nasty. That is absolutely nasty.
Rich guy.
Yeah, I think I really do think there's something going on there, but that's the topic for another day. But first off, did anyone listen to the latest Lil Wayne mixtape?
No.
Unfortunately, okay. I did.
You
Why
did.
Would you do that to yourself?
So he can inform me, because I think he was one of the people that convinced me not to listen to it. So RJ, what were your thoughts on that?
You remember? Was it Dedication 4?
The worst one?
Yeah. That's really what it reminded me of. There were hints of the Wayne that was on Dedication 1 and 2, but there wasn't enough of it. It wasn't consistent enough. It was just like, really, it was like listening to Sorry for the Wait 1. There was only one track I liked off that, and that was because he completely killed Roland. That was it.
Yeah.
And there was like 3 or 4 tracks out of, I think it was like 17, 18 tracks that actually sounded like decent Lil Wayne or better. And the rest was just like listening to him ramble like when he was off the syrup.
I'm kind of disappointed that we aren't getting more of the Wayne that was on that Chance the Rapper track, or the Chance featured track off the last Dedication.
You said Chance and lost me.
Man, are you hating on Chance now?
Are you kidding me?
I didn't. Charles.
Yeah.
Charles, you say now like I haven't always hated Chance.
I actually didn't know that you always hated Chance.
Well, it's not that I hate him. His music just isn't for me. I'll put it that way.
You know what? When people say that about Chance, well, actually, when most people say it about anybody, I can understand. But
I mean, I completely could see it about Chance. Though.
Yeah, specifically with Chance, I can understand that. And most of my friends actually that I put him onto didn't like him at first and kind of came over to the dark side, I guess. But for the type of music that you typically don't listen to, I'm not too surprised. But the topic was Lil Wayne's verse on that particular song. On You Song, and it was like vintage Lil Wayne. He was saying some super clever shit. I don't know if somebody ghost wrote it for him, but he was dope. And I'm sad that we don't get that Lil Wayne. And I think now with him trying to get out of all this stuff, like Joe is the one that let me even know that he was in a deal for life with Cash Money. I did not know that.
Wait, a deal for life?
He is under contract for life.
How is that even legal?
Family. He saw Birdman as family. I mean, Birdman practically, I mean, I don't want to say raised him because he did have a stepfather, but like once his stepfather was like out of the picture, you know, I can't remember if he died or what, but Birdman was basically his dad after that point.
He kissed his daddy and nothing was the same.
I try hard to just pretend that never happened, you know. And people just won't let me forget. Like I don't understand.
Yeah, it was a thing, man. But dang, you made me lose my train of thought. But all right, so 51 million, and what I told Joe was the fact I think he's suing them. He's not gonna get 51 million. Cash Money doesn't have 51 million.
Cash Money.
Oh yes, they do. Actually, no,
they don't. Because
no, they don't.
Money, look, Cash Money has to pay the producers. Cash Money has to pay the songwriters.
That's what I was gonna say. And not everybody on Cash Money is Nicki and Drake and Lil Wayne.
Exactly.
Mills has been on Cash Money. Jay Mills has been on Cash Money for 10 years, and like I don't think he's put out an album.
Oh, I forgot Jay Mills existed.
No. Doom, 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 doom. That was his only hit.
Jay fell way off. Is Bow Wow still on that label too?
Oh, God.
See, I forgot Bow Wow was there. Why was he working on 1 and 6 in Park if he is on a label? He doesn't put out an album and whatever.
You gotta address him properly. His name's Shad Moss now.
Sorry, I'm not calling him that. Bow Wow was never released an album.
His mama named him Bow Wow. I'm gonna call him Bow Wow.
And then, like, isn't Busta on Cash Money now?
He's off.
Oh, he's off? So when he fell off that stage, they just took him off the label too, huh?
I guess so. He wasn't doing really too much with music anyway, so I don't know.
Yeah, he needs to hang him up. But
Juvie's over there though.
Juvie's back on
time.
Juvie's back on Cash Money. Why?
He knows these dudes aren't gonna pay.
And that's the thing. Like, first off, when I thought Juvie was one of the first people to come out telling people Cash Money is not paying their artists what they're supposed to.
He was. That's why he left.
And then like Bernie Mac, what's his name? the producer, Manny Fresh, who's actually he's actually really talented. I have nothing but respect for Manny because even though all of his beats don't really connect to me, like he could make a diverse beat. I've heard him make beats that weren't, you know what I mean, like Dirty Southish. Like he can actually produce. He's a talented producer. He wasn't getting paid, and he was literally responsible for 90% of why they ever blew up, their production. And they weren't paying him, and he was supposed to be really good friends with Birdman. Birdman was still robbing him blind. So it's like, I'm sitting there like, you're Lil Wayne, you've seen him robbing all of these other people. What made you think he wasn't going to rob you? You didn't step up and voice your disapproval for any of these other people that were getting robbed. Now that you're getting robbed, I'm supposed to feel sorry for you. No. I'd say Birdman, rob his ass blind. You win this label, you win this lawsuit, and then when you win this lawsuit, I want you kissing Young Thug all in his face, no homo. Like, just rub that shit in and rob him. Because I have no sympathy for him. You knew what kind of person he was. He was robbing your other cohorts there. Now he's robbing you, and it's a problem? Sorry, no sympathy. He's been a criminal. Birdman's been a criminal since I've heard of him.
Well,
I don't think that's changed.
And I agree with you. I don't have sympathy for Wayne because he's a grown ass man and he should have saw this. But I think the relationship aspect is different for him between him and Birdman, between Fresh and Birdman and Juvie and all of them, because like we pointed out, he looked to Birdman as like a father figure.
Yeah, that's don't do business with family.
Yeah, and you never expect your family. You're not supposed to do business with family, and you never expect your family to cut you like that.
I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true. I'll give you that. But I mean,
Birdman found him another Lil Wayne. He got Young Thug. He doesn't need Wayne anymore.
I just don't have any sympathy for Lil Wayne. I honestly don't. And I understand that, in all honesty, all the music that he is the reason Cash Money currently is where they are. He was the reason they took such huge strides when they were like 5 years ago. I understand that, and I agree. He deserves all that money. He deserves having Drake and Nicki leaving with him, and even Tyga. I think Tyga already left, actually. But all of them. He deserves taking all of those people that he pretty much brought into that group and helped make singles, help make big. He deserves all of that and that money. He's not going to get it, though.
On the subject of Nicki and Drake, though, he wants them as a crutch.
I think he wants them because he sees. It's not about helping them. It's also about the fact that they're big, honestly. They make music that primarily appeals to women, so they're not going anywhere anytime soon. And he is a large part of why they are big. So he deserves them.
I agree with that.
Okay. Like, if not for Wayne, because, I mean, he literally saw them and said, let's get this paper. So why shouldn't he be getting? And the thing is, like, with Wayne, I mean, I don't know the dude personally, but from what Drake and Nicki have said about him, he doesn't really seem like the type that's all in your business, all in their pocket. No, like, he pays them fairly, and he helps them out and supports them. And if he's trying to get money with them, he actually gets on the track and raps with them. He doesn't just take money from them like Birdman does. So it would make sense. I'm all for him doing all that. The problem is twofold. A, you don't read. And since you don't read, you didn't read that fucking contract, and you basically sold yourself into slavery. I don't know what to tell you about that. I can't help you there. That's the law. And secondly, you let other people be taken advantage of because it wasn't happening to you, because he was your pappy or whatever. I don't know what the reasoning was. You let it happen. It was all good and chill when you was kissing him on the fucking mouth. But now it's a problem because he's kissing other dudes on the mouth. I don't know what's going on. But, hey, no sympathy for me. I admit that you deserve all the things you're asking for. I admit it. Are you going to get it? No.
I think he will.
I don't.
If they haven't been paying him, then
he better hope that the judge is a Lil Wayne fan. Because if not, he's not getting a dime. If you sign on the dotted line, you lose.
No, but if he hasn't been getting paid, like I was telling Joe, he may not get $51 million because they don't have it, but he can get out of that contract. And that is the key to anything going forward with him at this point. And I think with this big of a lawsuit, if they haven't been paying him, this much.
Oh, you're saying if they haven't been paying him, then he can use that as, he already broke contract, so I can leave.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I think that's what he's doing. I don't think Wayne expects to get $51 million. I
hope that happens. Because, I mean, honestly, him leaving Birdman might even improve his music. I don't know. It would just be interesting. And I'd like to see people get what they are owed.
I don't know.
And even though I'm not a fan of Wayne, I think he deserves the money he's getting because he is responsible for the garbage that made him that money. So let him get his money.
Be Will.
Yeah.
You have any perspective on this?
I mean, I can agree on some level with everything that's been said. It's probably like Joe said. It's not. I don't think it's that you said, hey, let's just, screw a contract. I trust you. I mean, it's just because that they are more than just friends.
Well, we know.
So under those circumstances, I mean, you think about when Cash Money kind of deteriorated, and then Juvie left and Turk left, and it was just Wayne and Manny Fresh, and then they kind of
BG.
Sorry. Oh yeah, BG left, and it was just Wayne and Fresh. Like that was it. Like that was, we're gonna rebuild it from here, and Wayne solely rebuilt Cash Money just all by himself. It was the Carter 2 dedication. It was an unprecedented span of, like, damn, he is rhyming his ass off. We didn't even know Wayne could rhyme like that. He kept that label afloat, and I'm sure that the trust that was that was there and established because of what he did for the label, and I'm pretty sure he got a lot of attention, a lot of money was coming in because at the time he was the only bell cow. So at that time, yeah, you sign a record deal because you get. I mean, you're thinking how the fuck is this gonna break down? Yeah, sure, let's do it. But you know, that's why you need lawyers.
Shit happens. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's why it's important for black men to learn to fucking read.
Yep.
Yeah, in a nutshell, yeah. RJ? No. Rich?
I'm sorry I had read a book, motherfucker. Read a book stuck in my head.
Oh my god.
You got any words on it? I guess he's still on read a book mode. Rich? Richard Bailey, are you there?
Where's everybody at?
Everybody dipped out.
I'm telling you, we start talking about Lil Wayne, and people are like, "Man, I can't take this garbage," and they left. That's what happened. I'm shocked that I'm not one of them that have left, but yeah.
Word. All right, well, we'll go ahead and jump into the next topic, which isn't that far off from what we were just talking about.
God damn it.
Yeah, artist P. Rain says that Drake is working on a new mixtape, and apparently is some of his best material yet. Now, first, what's everyone's thoughts on Drake as an artist?
Love it.
We'll start with Joe.
I mean, I love Drake, and I don't know, it just goes back to college. Like, that's when I discovered his music So Far Gone, and it just, accumulated from there. Like, I'm a fan of Drake.
All right. RJ?
Drake's cool. I mean, he can get slightly redundant at times, but...
A lot of times.
Oh, okay, a lot of times. Shit. But for his audience and what he's going for, I feel like he's one of the best for that arena. And I enjoy him. I mean, I enjoy his music.
All right. B. Will?
I'm personally, I can't say I love everything he does, but I love that he does what he does because unlike a lot of people, he's not flexing or faking for anybody. He's sensitive. He gets clowned for it all the time, and he didn't stop being sensitive.
Right.
He brags. I mean, it was mysterious to me. Like, he came out and he was like, everybody's mad because a backpacker made it. And I never really heard him do the backpacking thing because I didn't hear his super, super early stuff.
See, that's why I started with him.
You mean when he actually was rapping and I was like, oh, this dude's talented? Yeah.
That's the thing. I don't think he's not rapping now. He's just sure
to the topic.
Yeah, it's like the topic is changing, and the thing I like this about him, not about all his music, and the same thing I like about Kanye, even though I don't like Kanye's music so much anymore, is that as these two people have changed, they've achieved levels of success, all of their work has been validated, their perspective has changed, and their music has changed with it, and that's them actually being authentic. Now, the quality of the music that produces, whole nother story. However, they are originals, and they are going to stay true to themselves. They're going to, if everybody said, hey, just make nothing but Take Care for the rest of your career, he wouldn't do it. He's going to do different stuff, even though he has one proven recipe of what everybody would love to hear. And that can be kind of a double-edged sword, too, because eventually when people stop making good stuff, because you are so loved, everybody's going to love your whack shit, too.
Kanye!
Semi-validate that shit. Which
Wayne.
That's super frustrating, but
Kanye, Wayne, I could list a whole list of artists.
Jay-Z!
Jay-Z.
Whoa.
You mentioned Jay-Z, that's how you get Rich back in the conversation.
That was me.
Oh, damn. That was a good impression.
But that was 100% accurate, though.
My fault. I'm sorry. Magna Carta Holy Jig was a masterpiece.
Holy Jig. I'm done.
I hate you, RJ.
I'm 100% finished. I am the KO. I'm done.
that was a joke, though, right?
You know, I'm just gonna go ahead and keep drinking for that.
And to touch on something that Mike said earlier, and I think it was before the show, the whole Kanye thing. Now, I think one thing that we will differ on is when Kanye went to trash.
808s and Heartbreaks.
No, sir, because
After
that.
No, that album was gone.
You know
Dark
what?
Twisted
Get your
Fantasy?
love
Actually,
locked down.
Dark-
Love lock. I'm like, come on, man.
I don't even think Dark Twisted Fantasy was bad. That may have been the beginning of the decline, though.
Hey.
That was Dark Twisted Fantasy was great. I don't understand what's
that shit was dope to me.
Nah, I couldn't rock with that either.
That one was okay. The problem with that one was we had heard all those songs before, besides like 4.
Yeah, now that's true. That's accurate. That wasn't like we enjoyed Good Friday while it was happening, but when we got the album and all them shits was on there, we was a little disappointed.
Yeah, Kanye made us buy all those songs, and we're like, "What the fuck, dude? You gave us these songs for free."
Hey, he outsmarted you. He made you buy. I don't know why you did it. I didn't.
Because the songs were dope. You can hate on them as much as you want. Those songs were dope. Now, Yeezus,
Good Friday.
Yeezus on the other hand.
Nah, explain to me how Yeezus is garbage, but all that other stuff is dope.
Because it sounds different and garbage sounds a certain way and Yeezus sounds like garbage.
That's not even a valid answer. No, there are people now talking about Yeezus is awesome. So what are you talking about? Kanye fans love Yeezus.
We already addressed it. Matter of fact, B Will said it. When you gain a certain following and your stuff starts to decline, you're still gonna have those people that think it's the best shit out. And that's the same thing that's happening with Kanye. Yeezus is bad.
But here's what I don't understand.
The mixing is ridiculous.
You guys just hate Yeezus. And you defend 808s and Heartbreaks. 808s and Heartbreaks was completely different from everything Kanye had done before then.
Different doesn't make it bad. Why are you saying that? Why is the definition?
So, but part of what you just said for Yeezus is that it's garbage. It sounds different.
No, I didn't say it's different and it's garbage. It is garbage. I said trash has a different sound. That's exactly what.
And that's what I'm getting at. And then because Trash has a different sound, 808s and Heartbreaks has a different sound than his quality music before that.
Have you listened to Yeezus?
Oh, I've listened to Yeezus.
Okay.
I understand what he was doing on that album. He was trying to rip off Death Grips.
What he was trying to do was jump into other markets and kind of pull in different sounds from every genre.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. He ripped off Death Grips.
It didn't work.
No, because he doesn't know how to make that music.
No, it doesn't. In Dark Twisted Fantasy, that album was good. The beat
overproduced.
The rapping was good.
Coaster.
There are some.
Thank you.
Drink coaster.
There was too much stuff. Like even the production, there was too much shit going on in it. Like it was just like why?
It was too much shit going on in like 2 songs in that whole album. All of the lights had too much shit going on.
That's one of them.
Oh my god, I can't stand that album. I don't understand people.
I don't know if y'all ever heard the version that came out before the album, which actually had a Drake verse on it. Yeah. It was actually dope, and it wasn't overproduced.
Drake.
Oh, I never heard that version though.
I'm to it.
Overexhausting the auto tune on "Lost in the World."
Yeah, that was an issue, but I still didn't hate that song though.
I did
personally, but
Runaway at the end really was though. Like I didn't need to hear like 3 minutes of Kanye vocoder.
Right.
Yeah, that was terrible. That was
like I was just like, shit, dude. Give me the original version you played at the VMAs, and I'm good.
Oh man, that was a great performance too. But like, it was extra stuff on Dark Twisted Fantasy that like didn't mesh well. Yeezus was the personification of all those problems in a full album. The whole thing was all of that nonsense, and then you get Bound to at the end, and everybody think, because it's the simplest shit on there, they think, oh, this is a great album. Like they didn't hear all the bullshit that came before that.
I've listened to Yeezus like maybe 4 or 5 times since it came out, and every time I'm like, I'm gonna give this a fair chance. And I always end up liking the same 4 songs.
Blood on the Leaves.
Time.
Bound to. You like Can't Hold My Liquor, right?
Can't Hold My Liquor, and then there's one towards the end. I know that I don't like any from like the first 5.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's bad. The album is just flat out bad.
Kanye,
I understand what you're saying, and I agree that Kanye's got to a point where he can put on anything, and people like it. Like Yeezus is horrible, and there are people who like Yeezus. Yeah, but my point is, it didn't start with Yeezus. It's been started for a long time. 808s and Heartbreaks to prove it. With 808s and Heartbreaks,
I don't understand.
With 808s and Heartbreaks, Kanye realized I can put out anything, and these motherfuckers will buy it.
No,
Incorrect.
hold on.
There was a lot of work put into that 808.
See, and here, all right.
You worry about the wrong things. That's a lot of work, really.
I want to speak on 808s.
Okay.
808s really is, for me, it's Kanye's Relapse. Relapse was a great album, and a lot of people hated it, but really the only reason they hated it was because of the accents. But you cannot tell me, you can't listen to that album and tell me Eminem wasn't rapping his ass off.
Yes,
Same
I can.
thing with it. Okay, well, we're not entertaining you right now. 808s, on the other hand, I feel like it's one of Kanye's most personal works. It may be simple as far as lyrics, but I mean,
you could feel the pain from that album. Like when
Right.
you listen to that, you felt the pain he was going through.
I felt pain listening to the album. You are 100% correct.
Not
But a lot
entertaining
of
you right
people-
now.
a lot of people hated the autotune on it.
Yeah, they did. And if you have a hate for auto-tune, then well, it ain't for you.
It ain't just the autotune. It's the lyrics. It's the topics of discussion.
But see, that's the thing.
It's an album filled with him being a fucking simp. The whole fucking album.
And that's
then
the
it's
thing.
just.
I understand where Mike's coming from because that is kind of where it began. Because before that, Kanye did Graduation, and that was simple Kanye. And then you have this transition to 808s, and I love 808s. It's one of my favorite albums ever. But you see the trend starting at 808s where it's getting different. Like 808s was the auto-tune and the more personal stuff, and then My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is the overproduced tracks. You know, trying to overcompensate.
But on Dark Twisted, he was still spitting that.
When was Kanye ever really spitting like that, though?
So now we're gonna put his rapping under. We're talking about on his level. I'm not putting him anywhere.
Oh, okay. I see. I see what you're saying. Okay, never mind. I see what I'm saying.
I'm just like it was.
I was like, really? Kanye really was ripping? Like,
Mayonnaise colored bins on push Miracle Whips.
Exactly. Like, come on, man. Like, go.
That's probably still the hardest thing he's ever said in his. Well, no, actually.
Bought my mom with Lucci Vuitton, not she a Lucci Vuitton Bonner. I was like, what? That's no, man. You don't do that.
The triple entendre on Dark Fantasy is probably the best thing he's ever said. But
the Carl Winslow thing, or
yes, yeah, that one. Yeah.
Oh, that's why your wins low.
Yes.
Come on, man.
Wait.
I mean, hell.
How is that an issue compared to the Miracle Whips? Everybody thought that shit was fire as fuck then.
No one thought Miracle Whips was fire. No one I knew. I heard that line.
My Kanye said that shit was hot as fuck.
When I heard that line, my eyes got real big. Like, oh, this is really bad. Like, I don't know how we're allowing this, but okay. The production is hot, I guess. So we'll let it rock. Is what I was thinking because I was like,
man, fuck that. I love.
Here's another hit, Barry Bonds. I was like, no, man. Like he's had some.
Okay,
no.
That song was terrible. That's like the worst.
I agree with that one.
You know what? We're gonna have to have an extended Kanye conversation at some point because it's like I find value in all of the stuff y'all are just saying.
But that's the point. It's because
I enjoy everything except for Jesus.
It's because it's Kanye. People will because let me explain. Because it's Kanye. I understand. I'm not saying you specifically, but for each person there's a different gradient of how much of a pass they give. I'm not saying you're not giving them the Yeezus pass. Those are the diehards. My point is this: people listen to a Kanye project and they think it's Kanye. There's got to be something there. There has to be something there. Let me listen to it again. I heard it with Yeezus. People who I knew who listened to it, they were like, don't like this album. I sat there and listened to it with them. There's got to be something there. Let me listen to it again. The third listening through, there's nothing there. There's fucking nothing there. Here's another hit, Barry Bonds. You can listen to that song 20 times. There is nothing to take away from that song at all. It doesn't even fit on the album. I don't know why it's there.
That's one song.
But no, that's what I'm saying. I don't mind the album. I'm saying that song didn't fit on that album.
That didn't fit in music.
Worst Kanye.
Thank you.
I like Barry Bonds, man. Y'all tripping.
Oh my lord. See, and there you have it. That's
I don't know about anything.
Full circle.
Last album, but I'll abandon anybody once they stop producing. Like I jumped off the J bandwagon as soon as I heard what was that album when he came back?
I love that album. I love that album.
Which one? We're not talking about American Gangster, are we?
No, we're talking about Kingdom Come.
Oh, Kingdom Come.
Which is Jay's version of a coaster.
That was a coaster, dog.
No, that would be Magna Carta.
No, Magna Carta's way better in Kingdom Come.
No, it's not. No, Magna Carta was an insult.
You guys realize you're arguing about two different types of feces, right? You're comparing brown and green feces. they're both feces. It's shit either way. Like they're both shite albums.
Kingdom Come was not a bad album.
It was a bad album. It wasn't complete garbage. It had.
Show me what you got, Little Mama. I was like, why?
Yeah,
why are you
that was
doing
right.
this, Jay?
He's gonna rap on
Hold on.
that beat.
What were you saying?
That beat was amazing, and he ruined it. Oh my god,
Oh
fucking
yeah.
Jason.
What I was just saying was I don't even cape for Kanye. Maybe because I like to create stuff. So when somebody does something, especially Kanye, because as a producer, like we're talking about him. The music he makes, we grade it out. We think about how it makes us feel, whatever, and it gets a grade. I'm looking at it on a whole nother level because he is the engineer. He is the producer.
Yep.
He's the dude clearing the samples. He's the dude digging in crates. He takes on so many roles with his own music, and he pretty much constructs every song, every feeling, every mood. Before people started making songs that had so much feeling, he did that first. And maybe because not just you're going to make this music as an A, B, C, or D, you're going to make it okay to create a mood in music. Like, there's no Drake without a Kanye. We had to get away from the Cameron and go towards, what was it, Through the Wire. Like, Through the Wire had not happened before Kanye. So every time he drops, I'm going to give him the chance to show me something that has not been done in hip-hop before. And I'll take that first. That's my first step. Did you do something different? Did you go another way? Are you doing it because you really want to do it, or you just?
But see, what you just said there is the problem. People attribute too much to Kanye. Putting feeling in hip hop, he was not the first to do that. He was far from the first to do that.
No, that.
Are you kidding me?
Not just general feeling. No. He has branded. He bridged from the gangster rap era to
the soul
super
samples.
emo. Which is a little disappointing. But however,
but that's what I'm saying. No, he didn't. Like the people you forgetting the people that were in his circle when he first came out. He was rapping with Common and Mos Def and all these cats.
But he made them mainstream. He made them more relevant because he was producing them.
He really did.
Yep.
He wasn't producing most. He made them relevant and mainstream because he was more mainstream. I'm not arguing that, but there's a reason he had them on his fucking album.
Common's,
it wasn't just because
best album is a Kanye produced album.
Like Water for Chocolate, Kanye did that.
No, that is not his best album.
No, go listen to
If you think B is Common's best album, I cannot talk to you about over Like Water for Chocolate. Are you insane?
Bye.
We can't talk Common then. We can't talk Common because you're not even. There's no way that B is better for B is like his third, fourth best album. B is his best.
Yes. He is his best album.
Sonically and lyrically, probably.
Lyrically, it is his
not
best
lyrically
album.
at all. Not even Sonic. I don't understand. I don't know what you guys would want out of a Common album. And I'm not even one of those Common fans that gets
people recognize who Common was.
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's
Who
not.
the fuck was listening to Common Sense before B?
Lots of people were listening to Common Sense before B. Are you kidding me? Are you forgetting that in the 90s, Common was one of the biggest hip-hop artists there? He's been rapping since the fucking 90s. Are we pretending that that's not true?
B made him larger than he was in the 90s.
No, he was more. I'm not saying he didn't make it more mainstream in the 2000s because of B. Obviously, that was his album in the 2000s, so by default, that would make him larger. But are we pretending that that's his best album? No, it's not his best album. I don't even think if you sat Common down and asked him what his best album was, he'd say B. It's not his best album. There's too many skippable tracks on it. He's erratic in his flow on many of it. The sample,
what are you skipping on B?
I don't know what you're skipping on B. I can't even.
Tons of songs on B.
Remotely skip on B.
What now? Okay, here's my question. On Like Water for Chocolate, name a skippable track.
I had to pull it up.
I can't even name a track. And
that's probably your problem. That's probably part of you guys' problem. You guys haven't listened to the album in a long time.
No.
It's actually really good.
Let me finish. I don't know the name of a track, but I've listened to the album. I've listened to the album plenty of times. I've listened to every Common album plenty of times. I've listened to fucking Electric Circus.
Now you've gone too far because I cannot defend that album. So
and I'm not defending. I'm just saying that I've
listened to everything. Because Electric Circle and GMC or whatever that was. No. Don't mess with those. Those don't count. I don't even put them on the
the
timeline.
one that came after Finding Forever is like one of the worst albums in hip hop ever.
Yes, it was really bad.
But,
Hell, if I'm to be 100% honest, if you ask me to compare B and Finding Forever, and I can't believe I'm saying this now because I didn't think that I would say this when I first listened to Finding Forever, I would put Finding Forever over B.
No.
Finding Forever is a much more cohesive project than B is.
I'm done.
I don't understand how you say that.
It's
How
more,
would it be?
how it's
How is
more,
it a more cohesive project?
it's more cohesive. It's more inclusive. Like he covers much more areas of who he is and what he's trying to talk about. Versus in B, where it's just
realizing that I don't think you can. You personally, I don't think you can find a balance between the production and the lyrics because.
What do you mean by that? I'll admit right now that B had better production than Finding Forever. That's not even a debate. That's not why I'm giving. I still give Finding Forever the nod over. B had better production than Finding Forever, which is why when I first heard it, all I went by is the sonic appeal to it, and B sounded better. I was like, this is a downgrade. But the more I listened to Finding Forever more and more, there was deeper tracks on there. He rapped about more shit, and he put more thought and effort into it. It was a more cohesive album. I still think he hasn't matched Finding Forever since he's released Finding Forever.
No,
that was the last.
Close.
Which I'm just being honest because his last project wasn't horrible, just wasn't Finding Forever. Yeah, Finding Forever is probably my second favorite Common album. No, third favorite Common album. Probably right behind Can I Borrow a Dollar, which I know lots of people probably don't like, but I like that album. And I'll admit it's partially because of nostalgia.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
But
yeah.
I can't.
I still stand by B being his best album, though. 100%.
No,
as well.
I can't agree with that at all. And I also don't agree with Common being Common because of Kanye. Or even, okay.
No, he didn't say that. He said his popularity.
No, that's what I meant. That's what I meant with that comment. I didn't mean that he made him the artist he is. I know you guys wouldn't say that. I'm saying that you guys are saying that he's relevant in mainstream because of him, basically.
He is more popular today because of his influence, his interaction with Kanye. I believe that, yes.
Okay, so question: How has Mos Def become more relevant because of Kanye?
I'm not saying Mos Def has become more relevant. I'm saying that the type of music that Common makes was less relevant before he and Kanye linked up. It's like the combination of Kanye's brand and his style of production and his star being on the rise at that time and Common's dope ass ability to make music. That marriage gave the game, just the game in general. It's like I'm not giving Kanye credit for, hey, he made all these people popular. No, he didn't. He gave these people a higher platform slightly than they had. So the type of music they make is more openly received.
Yeah.
I can agree with that even though that's slightly different.
Who was that was battling Common like in late 90s? No, that was like mid 90s, wasn't it?
You know when he went at, when you talking about when Ice Cube went at Common and Common slayed him?
Yes. Now even still, people will be like, who the fuck is Common to come at Ice Cube? Because Ice Cube's super popular at the time.
Yeah, Common, that's what they said. And then Common slayed him, and they're like, oh, he's that dude. I got nothing to say now. He slayed Ice Cube. Even Ice Cube admits it. I got destroyed.
I agree
lost.
With you. However, that did nothing for Common's brand of music because he's going to go from battle rapping the shit out of some shit to now I'm going to get back on love and harmony and shit. It's like people weren't listening for that type of music.
And that's the other thing, because I think people forget there've been artists. I mean, hell, LL Cool J's been doing that shit from a while. They have songs where they'll rap their ass off and they'll throw a love ballad on there or something. Maybe because they're trying to appeal to that balance that you guys were mentioning earlier. Because I'll admit, I hate those songs, except for The Light. I actually don't mind The Light, and that's still technically like a love-ish song or whatever. But like, and that's a classic joint. And guess what album that was on? But I digress. Yeah, like I don't mind that, and I agree with you. A lot of people were kind of probably thrown off by Common battling Ice Cube, who's at the time like a gangster rapper, like you don't fuck with Ice Cube, and you're sitting here, and a lot of your tracks that you're known for happen to be like love songs or like sensitive songs or songs where you're talking about empowerment. Like you don't seem like the type that can come at a dude's throat. But that's and you're right on that. But that doesn't take away the fact that people didn't know him. It wasn't like he was a dude that was like, who's Common? I've never heard of this dude. No, there were cats that knew who he was, especially considering he was coming from Chicago, and at that time, Chicago's hip hop scene nationwide, people didn't really fuck with Chicago like that. Most artists that were from Chicago would rap something else. Yeah, Do It. I mean, they knew about Do or Die. Some people knew about Twister. You know what I mean? But for the most part, and this is coming from, I'm from Chicago. Most people weren't really fucking with their artists like that, or our artists would move away and claim somewhere else. That was just the reality of it. Common was one of the first Chicago artists known internationally, and he's respected. Obviously, Kanye would come as well, Lupe, this, that, and the third. But I'm just saying, in all honesty, I think Kanye and Kanye, there's been mixtapes from before he put out his albums, and Common's been on there with him. I think he benefited more from knowing these dudes and rapping with them than the other way around. Hell, I still say that one of the biggest things that helped Kanye's career is the fact that him and Consequence sound too damn similar in a track, because some of the best verses I gave to Kanye on that song, on that album, he didn't even fucking rap those verses. That was Consequence rapping. But most people don't know that. They just thought it was Kanye the whole time. He really benefited on College Dropout from the features. He had features not only of dudes that can rap their ass off, but dudes that can rap their ass off and were cohesive with the kind of music he was trying to make at the time, obviously, and people he just fucking knew. He actually knew Common. They were boys. They used to battle all the time. Kanye would lose, obviously, but he was more of a producer at the time anyway, so that's to be expected. That's why, like, I agree with you guys in that B being the album that Common put out when he put it out, coming right after what's that horrible album that I do so good of a job of forgetting, Electric Circus. Yeah, that, I mean, it was this return to form album, and it came out, and there was enough time in between them that it was like, this is your album of the 2000s. So yeah, I'm not even gonna take that. Kanye did produce that, but Common was already established at that point. People were still disappointed at Electric Circus because they expected another Like Water for Chocolate from him. People to this day are still waiting for another Like Water for Chocolate from him. That is his best album. It's one of the best hip-hop albums I've ever heard. It's top 10 all time for me. So I can't put B in top 10 of hip-hop ever. It's just not. It's not a full product. Like, it's a good album, but it's not iconic. It doesn't do anything different, and it's not as deep of an album.
Excuse me, but I must say something very quickly based off of what you just said. I have listened to that album. I've listened to all the Common stuff, actually, and I wouldn't say that I'm a diehard Common fan, but I think that you both made valid points. Like Water for Chocolate, definitely, in my opinion, his best album. Now, B, yeah, that album definitely brought him to the mainstream, though, because of the fact that Kanye produced it. Because everybody was talking about them beats on that album.
Yep.
That was the main reason why. But, yeah, I still think his older stuff was way better. And I do not believe that you will ever see another Like Water for Chocolate, because now this dude is all over the place.
Yeah, that's unfortunately true. And that's why I was saying earlier with Finding Forever. I agree 100% with you guys. B had better production than Finding Forever. I will not sit here and lie to you about that. Finding Forever, not even saying Finding Forever's production was bad. Shit, B's production was better. But as a project, seriously, go back and listen to them in order. Like, listen to B, then listen to Finding Forever. Or you can even reverse them. I would dare you to tell me that you got a much more complete album and concept and array of topics and depth and introspect on all of these topics, and on who Common is as a man himself and what he questions on B as you did for Finding Forever.
You know what though? That's it's good that you said that, because you just gave us a glimpse into what makes an album a quality album for you.
From your perspective.
Exactly, because an array of topics does not make an album better for me. It doesn't. It's like what makes an album great for me is cohesiveness, not because not cohesiveness like Good Kid, Mad City. Like Good Kid, Mad City was not a better album because it was cohesive. That didn't help it out. I can't always say that. It did help it out a little bit. However, because I saw the vision again, I'm going from a inventive standpoint. You had a vision that you had to make these things interweave, and that took some effort. And I always appreciate effort. However,
that's not a necessity. I see what you're saying, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I get it. And I agree with you on that.
Right. Now, I judge an album by how much I like each song, whether they're cohesive or not. So if I have to skip a song, that album's going down. I don't care if you covered every topic. You might have opened up Encyclopedia Britannica. I don't care. If I don't like the C volume, then I don't care. You shouldn't have put it on this album. I don't care if it gave you 3 more topics to cover in life. I don't care if you answered the question of the Holy Grail. If this song wasn't tight, you don't get credit for answering that question because the song is not tight. That's a negative. Now, that's just my perspective when I'm listening to songs, because I did not skip anything on B. I wasn't compelled to skip anything. The production was so wonderful that it made me stay and listen to everything. So I love that album. That's why that album is his best album to me, because I didn't want to skip anything. It's like, even like you said, it's not that it was like mind-blowing lyricism on the album, because like you're talking about it, and I'm sitting here trying to think, like, what was super impressive on B? Or was the whole shit just riding? But it was just riding. The whole thing was it was an experience, not because it had extremely high peaks as far as, man, he murdered this shit and you got to hear it because it's one of the most exquisite lyrical displays ever. Nope. But I didn't want to skip anything. And that means a lot to me. And that's what I listen to in the album. And like I'm learning this about you, is that it matters. It matters. Like, you want that outstanding lyrical performance, and you want the range, and you want the in-depth discussion of a topic. But I don't necessarily have to have that. So I mean, it's still a subjective thing.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not even saying that. Like, I like concept albums, but you don't have to have your album doesn't have to be a concept album to be great, if you get what I'm saying. I understand that it takes a different type of work and effort, but it's not a requirement. The reason I mentioned those things is because I was doing a comparison. And one album did that, and the other one didn't. In addition to the fact that, in all honesty, on Finding Forever, you got a much better lyricist out of Common than you did on B. Because, like you even just said, B's stake to fame is the production. It sounds sonically appealing. And it's not just so much of what Kanye was making in terms of the beats, even though Kanye put in lots of work on that album. It's the fact that Common sounded good rapping on them. But what he was saying wasn't as lyrically in depth as what he was saying on Finding Forever. For me, Finding Forever...
What B. Will is saying is that you place more value on certain things than he does. That's all he's saying. He's not disagreeing on the lyrical depth or anything like that. He's saying
and I get that. Like, he was explaining why, and I'm not knocking him. He can like B as much as he likes. I mean, I'm trying to understand, which is why he explains. But I just like from a studio from an aspect of someone who's looking at.
Oh, we just lost him. God dang it. Well, he'll probably jump back in. We lost RJ too, but I think he had to leave. But I was enjoying this conversation. That was a great conversation to have. Joe, you still there?
Oh, can I talk now?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Joe.
What are we even talking about?
2 Chainz.
We got so far off topic.
We did. I mean, this whole thing. This was the last topic anyway. I was gonna do a verdict thing on the Lupe versus Joey Badass, but everybody hasn't listened to both projects.
I've never heard Joey Badass before. I'm gonna have to listen.
You're not missing anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. Joe had a problem with Joey Badass a long time ago. Do not take his word for it at all.
That's harsh.
Well, let me explain my problem. My problem with Joey Badass is, if you want to sound like the 90s, cool. Don't get mad at people for basically pigeonholing yourself into that sound.
And he's accepted that now, especially with this album. So listen to the album; it's worth it. If you want to listen to his old stuff, listen to 1999 and Summer Nights, which are mixtapes.
I will say though, because I reviewed it for the Redefined, it'll probably go up at some point. And the first half really does sound like it's like 90s hip hop. Like, it's just, straight, like, you could go and listen to like Mobb Deep and anything from the 90s and get the same feeling.
Yeah,
but
90s New York.
Yeah, the second half though, the second half sounds more modern, and I really enjoyed the second half of the album.
Yeah, it's really good. Like, the whole album, if you already are familiar with Joey Badass's style and you don't have a problem with his style, you're really gonna enjoy the majority of the album. I think it's really, really good. I actually like it more than Lupe's album, but I think a big part of that is with Lupe's album, I'm gonna have to fucking sit down, grab a couple books, and figure this shit out.
Oh.
Like legit, I'm gonna have because like Mural. I don't know if have y'all listened to Mural yet?
Yep.
Okay, that's the simplest that album gets. I'm gonna warn you about that right now if you haven't listened to the whole album.
And that's where he's like just spitting for 9 minutes, right?
Yeah, it's 9 minutes of just rhymes, just bars, back to back to back. Bars. And he's like, it's still super clever Lupe, but there aren't as many layers that you have to, unfold like the rest of the album is. Because he's even said that there are certain songs where he's telling like 3 different stories in the same verse and shit. And I'm just like, man, I don't have the time to be on Rap Genius just like going line for line to figure all this stuff out. But the good thing about this album, and a problem that I've had with like Lasers and Food and Liquor too, the music still sounds good. The beat is good. The production is good, except for one song.
No.
Banjo.
Dots and fucking lines. Dots and lines is trash. The verses are decent. The third verse is really good. The hook is fucking atrocious, and it's very difficult for me to even get by that because I'm looking at the song as the whole package. And that song, it irks me to no end. Like, never mind the banjo shit that's before and after the song because I can just cut them shits out. But the song itself, it is very hard for me to listen to. Just like a Heart Donor off Food and Liquor 2.
Oh my god, this shit was.
Is that bad in that way?
Yes.
Yeah, Rich, no. But Mike, did you want to finish your statement before we close out with everything?
Nah, I rambled on too much about Common. I mean, did you
listen to both Lupe and Joey Badass album?
Oh, yeah, of course, I did extensively. I like both. Which one did I like better?
Yeah, because it's a win-win regardless. We'll say that beforehand. It's a win. Both albums are really good.
Yeah, that's my problem. Picking one over the other, I feel like I'm doing a disservice. I'm gonna give it to Joey Badass just because he's younger. And like Lupe seems to be in an area now where he seems like he's just giving up on like hip hop culture and like his fans. And I understand that. I don't mean like he's giving up and trying to make music. I think he's given up with trying to deal with the people and explain his music.
He explicitly said in like an interview right before the album drop, he is completely done with trying to simplify anything with what he writes.
Okay, well then never mind. That's good then, because that means he's gonna put in work.
Yeah,
I got this notion. I just got the feeling that like he's gonna put this album out and then he's gonna go live in the mountains or something. I'm like, man, don't do that. Like, we need more music from people.
No,
like
he said this album is the beginnings of you seeing him in a world where he's not dumbing down anything at all.
Well, then I'm 100% for it. But yeah, I don't. It's like I think that Joey Badass's album is. I'm not gonna say it's like there's some shit you kind of have to pay attention to in the Cypher in that album too, and he has some clever, but he has like clever, simple lines to pick up on too. Like I don't really drink. I know the bud is wiser. Like when I heard that, man, I almost fell out my chair. I was like, I'm like, give this man a check, pay this man. I went out and I started hunting for that album in store the moment I heard that line. I was like, all right, it's time to go pick this up. Give this man that $15 real quick. But so I might give the nod
to decipher.
Like, it's easier to just sit down and listen to Joey Badass and groove and appreciate the quality of it. Whereas with Lupe, a lot of the things he's saying, I'm like, what the fuck? I have to sit here and really... There's times I had to pause it because like I don't like listening to the track over and over and over again so that it doesn't get boring. So he'll say something and I'll pause it and I'll sit there and think, okay, gotcha. And then I'll hit play. And if I get to the point where it's just too much, pause it, gather it in, hit play again. I had to do that a lot more with Lupe's. Not that it's bad. It's actually a lot of the songs on there I really liked. Moral too, like I liked a lot just because it was like the only time on the album where he's like, listen, this is it. I'm just gonna rap my ass off like I'm doing a cypher or something. So prepare yourselves. Rip, 9 minutes. Then it's like, all right, sit down, school's in session, let me teach you people something. And then he started, he touched on, and that's the thing, he touched on so many topics on that album that probably went over people's heads. And he even made statements that I might not even really agree with, but I don't really care if you agree or disagree with me. If you say something reasonable or you do so...
Take an intelligent approach.
Yeah. I will listen to you. Like, even if I don't agree, I'll listen because I may learn something, you know? And he made a lot of comments on, like, women in hip-hop or women's views of hip-hop and vice versa, the youth in America, issues with race. Like, he touched, like, I mean, you know how Lupe is, but he touched on them. But a lot of the ways he did so aren't, like, blatant. You'll have to listen to the story or of the song or the season of where it's at, and it makes sense. Or why the album shifted, how it did. Like, how it kind of got a little darker in the winter section. And that might be my favorite section of the album, just because maybe I'm a darker dude. I don't know. I am dark-skinned. Perhaps that's what it was. So that was, like, both albums are great. That's all I can say. I would say support both of them. They need this.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I think they're cool with each other, too, because I know Lupe said he wanted to post a picture of himself holding Joey Badass's album, but he can't find it in any store anywhere. Yeah. Like, it's sold out. And it is, like, the first two places I went to didn't have it. So I'm hoping he puts up some J. Cole-like numbers, too. I hope Lupe does. Like, I want to see more people. Like, it was really good to see J. Cole sell like that. Even though I don't think his album is as good as these two, I do. It's a solid album, and just seeing people support that is good. I want to see more artists that put in work get supported.
True.
Like, there's enough food at the table for all these artists to eat, so I would want them all to eat.
Word. Well, let's get final words from everyone. We'll start off with Richard Bailey.
Oh yeah, another great show.
Yes, sir.
I was in and out of some of these conversations, but you know, I learned some valuable information today. So, good times.
Word up, Mike A.
Honestly, I just want to thank you guys for having me on. You got real cool cats on the show. Great. I think it was a great show. I'm looking forward to actually listening to it again for some good laughs and just insight. You guys need to keep doing this, man. It's a good show, and we need more shows that speak on hip-hop or music, period, from not just a fan's perspective, but a mixed perspective, because you have cats on here who made music and understand the industry as well. So keep it up.
Word up. Joe
Hova. Before I do that, trash.
Yes, I can finish my beer. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I had like one more gulp I needed to finish. What I plugged it last week and it was supposed to come out on Tuesday. Well, we had to push it back. Dot's 1996 project. We are going to be dropping that for sure. I promise you, next Tuesday we got the final mix session tomorrow night for it. And so when that's available, I'll hit you up and all that stuff. Make sure you check out the character select for Dot on the Koalition.com too.
Woo! Be Will.
Well, again, it was fun hashing it out. Glad I got to talk to Michael, somebody who's probably more cynical about music than I am. So it's like mine. It's like my if I'm doing a limit break, like that's his opinion on music, and that's refreshing. That's gonna make these future conversations a lot more fun. But as usual, I enjoyed it. Just the different opinions and intelligent perspectives. So I'll be back.
Word up. I appreciate y'all both being on the show. It's always good to have some extra voices on here, especially when things happen and we can't have the regulars on, like Matt and Dom, which Dom says hello to everyone. She's just under the weather, and Matt was having some microphone issues and all, but soon we'll get everybody in here regularly again. We're doing the show every single week. We are not going to miss that. I'm sticking to it. Like I said before, I will sit here and talk to myself if I have to. I will do it. That may happen, so be ready for that. But thank y'all for tuning in. My last word is please go and buy Joey Badass and Lupe's album. Both of them are dope. Both of them are worth it. They both deserve the support for sure. Signing out.
You true.